Join me today, let's do some chores. Today I'm doing a full farm reset for the end of summer. We're starting off in the flower patch, where all of my zinnias and beautiful cosmos and sunflowers have died off. It was a glorious year for them. Unfortunately, it's time to pull them all out. I'm hoping to get a fall set of flowers started so I can sell some at the market. This time of year in the hot Louisiana summer, it's hard to watch the garden go from really vibrant to a lot of dead stuff. But it's an important time to do a reset like this and get everything going for your fall garden so you can have some profitability, especially if you're doing a small urban farm like we are. We have to take the time on weekends, like I am this weekend, to truly work our second job, since the 9 to 5 during the week gets in the way of our real passion, the farm. Moved on to clearing out this cucumber patch that I've had this year. It was predominantly lemon cucumbers and extremely prolific. I don't know how many more lemon cucumbers I can actually eat this year. They ended up selling very well though, especially for a brand new crop that a lot of people are very unfamiliar with. They were fun to share with everyone at the market this year. I like to remember while I'm doing my chores to keep all of this garden debris, especially the non-weedy stuff, just the older plants that you have that you're pulling out of the garden, because it's important to keep for your compost pile so you can rejuvenate your garden beds later in the year. And even though weeding isn't a very fun activity, it's important, especially for things like your flowers, because you don't want to choke them out with the grass and other things that are a lot better at competing for nutrients than these annual plants that were starting from seed most of the time on the farm. Starting off our coop refresh, I always give the chickens a set of treats before I close up their coop and do all the cleaning, just so they have something to keep them occupied, so they don't get too upset that I've closed off their little house. Today I brought them some cooked eggs from a few eggs that cracked during washing, and a few loaves of French bread. It always takes them a while to figure out how to eat this French bread and peck through the whole loaf, so it's a good enrichment activity. The girls have been having a good summer. They've been a little hot and haven't been laying quite as much as they do the rest of the year. But in general, they've been pretty happy, and it's always nice to spend time with them on days like today when I'm refreshing the coop. Grabbing the eggs before I do the full clean out. We've been averaging about 12 eggs a day, which for our 15 layers and our 3 new ones who aren't quite regular layers yet is a pretty good deal. We've got all brown egg layers on our farm, which it's always fun to see the variety of brown that we get. Now that I've got all the eggs out, I'm doing a full clean out of all the bedding in the coop. I will definitely be adding all of this bedding and manure and everything else to the compost pile as well. We've always got to be thinking about the garden. Once it's all out, I put in a fresh layer and fluff it all around. I like to put in about 2 inches. Today we're also refreshing the turkey coop. This includes their food and water, and I also moved it today. We like to bring them to fresh ground about every 2 to 3 days, just so they have new grass to peck and more things to look at. The final job of today is refreshing the little baby quail coop. I've moved these guys down to this cage brooder, but they're nearly feathered out, so that pretty soon we'll be moving them outside into the larger coop with all the other quail. And with this, I'm done for the day. Thank you for joining me on my chores, and I look forward to seeing you next time.